My name is JC, and I'm a computer technician by trade. Like 2011, 2010, I was like 21 at the time. And I won't forget it, because this like really was what like kicked me into high gear to actually do something about my health. I lost all feeling on the left side of my body. Like I had no feeling on the left side of my body, and I was like, I'm 21, I shouldn't be having this. And it was because I wasn't working out, I wasn't training, I was partying and drinking and just eating extremely unhealthy. But it was after that day where I really decided to I need to do something about it. And that's where I started to train. I fell in with some group of friends who were powerlifting and doing marathon running, because we were doing Tough Mudder, Spartan races and everything else like that. One thing led to another, till eventually started falling in love with jiu-jitsu, BJJ, that whole culture behind there. And then after doing all that, you guys came to do the workshop over in 10 Planet. And I really liked what you guys were offering, because at the time, powerlifting was really putting a big damper on my body. My recovery times were getting longer and longer and longer. And I wasn't really seeing too much gains from that. So I knew I had to shift gears. I didn't want to give up BJJ, but I knew if I didn't incorporate some level of weight training or something like that, I would have just reverted back to what I was beforehand. Some of the things that you guys offer was just I'm oh yeah, we don't have to do heavy dumbbells and weights. It's just oh, we'll just do body weight, which is perfect for me. When I started powerlifting back in 2011, I was at north of 300 pounds, so 315, 320, something like that. And I managed to lose 100 something pounds in about 7 months. When I lost feeling on the left side of my body, I was just I need to do something about it. And I decided to go from doing nothing to doing everything. So I was doing powerlifting, I was doing marathon, prep, I'll be running on the treadmill for 10 miles every day. Some of the stuff that you guys were doing were actually helping me drastically. Perfect examples, I can now sit Indian style. I could not do that as a kid. I started with chin-ups with 2 green bands, and now I'm at the point where it's I just use a blue and a red to warm up, and then I go straight into just no assistance whatsoever. And to do that was very surreal. It's one of the things where it's you don't realize how far you've come until you've turn around and look backwards, and you're it's 15 miles back there. Everything you guys do have a methodology and a purpose. Just because you're doing one thing doesn't mean that it's not gonna help you in some other aspect of life and in some other aspect. We've been doing nothing but pulling and chin-up works, but then all of a sudden I can do dips without any problems. And we really haven't been working on dips all that much. They're some of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. They genuinely care about your progress and how you're doing and how your goals and all that other stuff. Sometimes you may have a bad day, and they'll figure out real quick to be okay, how do we can spin this so that you can still make improvements, even though it's you're having a bad day, you're super sore, you're super tired, or you just have nothing in the gas tank to keep going. They are genuine human beings. I cannot say more nice things about Bruce, Kevin, or Matt here. For the person that's scared to dive right in, I know how you feel. I like to do things on my own, so I understand that anxiety of doing group work or being with people and interacting with individuals. But what I can tell you is that have an open mind and dive right in, because when you do make that jump, I'll tell you this much, you will not regret it. It will be one of the best changes you could probably do in your entire life. Opening yourselves up to coming here, training, moving around, doing all the stuff we do. I know a lot of it seems unorthodox and weird, but there's a methodology behind it, and there's a purpose behind all this.